Good evening, everyone. This is Octavius Prime here with a special guest, a good friend of mine. I've known her for about 11 years. Well, let's say about since 2010, December 2010. We had many great adventures together throughout the years, and we have grown together also with our friendship. And I consider her one of my best friends in the world. When I was down, she was there for me. When she was down, uh, sh I was there for her. You know what I mean? So that's what friends do. And she has proven herself to be a great friend of mine. Um, the reason for this dialogue tonight is to talk about self mastery and how to be your true self. Um, the thing is, what I want to teach on YouTube more than anything at this point is sobriety. Um, being able, and with that sobriety, it comes with a huge responsibility of accepting your true self outside of any form of outside influence, whether it be uh, shopping, uh, alcohol, drug abuse, over sexualization, sex in general, whatever it may be. These things can hinder us from it really achieving self actualization and being our higher form of self. Like our higher form of self is our true self, but we have to remove a lot of the ego, a lot of um, the things in our life that cause us to stumble, and usually they are our vices. So I want to bring African Americans and everyone that's listening, whether you be African American or Hispanic, white, whatever, I want to bring us back to in America. I want to bring us back to a place of sobriety and a place of understanding um, the gift of God that He has given us with our brains, our bodies, and this goes all the way into like what we look at our spiritual situations. So, like in the spiritual matters, not being contaminated by dark forces. When in mental matters, and that goes for everything. You know what I'm saying? Can we really, whatever decision we make, are we making the right decision? Are we making the logical decision? Are we making a decision that will affect others in a positive way? You know what I mean? And physically, it goes down to, what are we consuming? Are we consuming the proper nutrition? Um, are we consuming foods that's going to help us or hinder us? So I feel like my friend can really go in depth on this subject matter I'm going to bring up in a minute. I'm glad to see everyone here and such great support. It's my first stream with a guest, but this is a long-term friend of mine and been there for me. So I'm gonna bring it on. Star, you ready?
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine. Starmarie here in the building. And before I start, I just want to say two things. Thank you, Octavius Prime, for having me. You know, I
Oh,
love
no
it. Just like
problem.
a fat kid love cake. My heart is
That's
all
like my
for you.
sister there.
And two, for those of you who don't know, I just wanted to thank Miss Winsome Sears, the newly elected Black governor of Virginia. And one thing that she said during her speech that really sat with me before I got on this show, she said, white privilege is a crutch. So all you black people out there talking about white privilege, this and white privilege that, let me tell you something. I am living proof that that white privilege talk is now a crutch. There's education out here. You can transform your life and you can change and you can be better. Okay? Get out of that funk. And we all of you that are African American here, especially my sisters, per se. I love my brothers, I love y'all, but we don't have a lot of black women that are like me that made the transaction that's really supporting and pushing for our sisters. I'm not trying to make this a black or white thing or a Spanish thing or a racial thing, but this governor who just got elected, Miss Winsome Sears, man, she stabbed me right in my heart when I heard her speech the other day. And I want y'all all to pay attention to her as well as pay attention to our show here today. So Octavius, go ahead, let it go, honey. I'm ready.
Yeah, and that's good. We have a lot of people in the chat are veterans themselves, like yourself. Uh,
Okay.
you want to give a little background on your time in the Army and what you did? I know you was like a personal trainer or something like at one point, right?
I became a personal trainer later, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was in ROTC at the age of 14. I've always had a military mindset. Like I used to watch shows like Private Benjamin and G.I. Jane when I was younger. And I always wanted to be like a female politician. And my parents just really didn't have money. I came from humble beginnings. We grew up in Southside Jamaica. And I just didn't feel like at that time that my parents had the money or even that I had any opportunities with what I was working with to get into politics. So I joined the military at 17. My mom wouldn't even sign me into the military. She told me no. As soon as I went and asked her, she's like, "Oh my God, you can't go to the military. You're gonna break my heart. You too pretty to go to the military." My dad was like, "That's for men. You can't do that." Because I grew up with my dad. He's very my dad is like a very manly man, and he likes women who stay in a lady's place. So going to the Army for the type of house that I came from was like a smack in the face. My dad was not happy. So what I did was I forged my mom's signature, and I joined the military. By the time she could turn around, I was already gone, and she didn't report me because she didn't want me to get in trouble. So I joined the military at 17, and then later on, I ended up going to Iraq, and I did casualties. I worked in the HR human resources department in Iraq, and I was doing casualties. So I stayed there for about 7 years because they needed someone there to continue to do my job. And at the time, we had stop loss. So I did 7 tours in Iraq consecutively in the war zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came home. I got married. I had my son, and you know that's
Yeah.
my military experience.
Yeah, and one of the things you're like Carmen San Diego, like you done went all over the planet. Like, name some of the places you done been. I know you went to Egypt. You spent like a month in Egypt, like a few months ago, right?
I spent a month in Egypt. I went to 5 different parts in Egypt. I started out in Sudan, and we did the tour. We went from Sudan to Alexandria, through Cairo, through Luxor, and one more thing. I didn't have my itinerary with me. I didn't. That's why I told you make sure you ask me the question before we got on here. So I
Oh,
have
okay, okay, okay.
we went. I've been to 36 countries, by the way. So
Yeah,
there's no way that I can answer all of those unless I have my
yeah, yeah.
passport.
I know you done been to Ecuador, Peru,
But I've been to Ecuador.
yeah,
I've been
Costa
to Costa
Rica.
Rica. I've been to Puerto Rico, Mexico,
Hmm.
Colombia, um, Ireland, London, Amsterdam, Switzerland, Sweden, and I've spent extensive amounts of time in these
Hmm.
places. Not like a flight attendant going one day and then flying. No, I spent months, like 3 months here, 6 months here, a year here, and most of my travel was never really about. And this is what I always explain to people. I never really had the opportunity to really travel for fun. Most
Hmm.
of my traveling was always to learn because I always felt like my dream was to learn different things, learn about human nature, learn about us, learn about different cultures, and bring this back to my people. So one of my dreams was to open the minds of others like my mind got open because I always felt like I'm like, God, this is not fair. Why do I have all of this experience and no one else does? So I would always go and collect all this information like Carmen San Diego, like he says, or
Yeah.
Word Explorer or Indiana Jones. I would collect all this information and I would bring it back to the hood where I grew up and try to share it. But at the time I was young and it kind of led me into a lot of drama. So that's where I started self-reflecting. And this is how I learned how to become a mastermind and to master myself and to get better with who I am. Because what was happening with me is I had good intentions, but people who didn't understand, they took it as me bragging, like, "Oh, she thinks she's better than everybody. Oh, she thinks she's," and I forgive them. I'm not mad at them. I don't have any grudges. Like I always tell Octavius, he's like, "Star, they're doing this to you, they're doing that." I said, "But Octavius, you gotta forgive them because water seeps to its own level." You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? People are only going to be reactive to what they know.
Yeah.
So when me being a teacher, I was appearing as a teacher when the student wasn't ready. And I had to go back and self-reflect on myself, and it put me in a mental bind too at the time. But that's a part of the growth. So what I learned is that, sometimes people don't let you down. Sometimes you have them too high. Like this is what I
Mm.
tell my son. People can't let you down. Sometimes you'll hold people too high. You can't hold people this high when they're not ready, and then not expect them to bite you or be angry with you. You understand?
Yeah, I totally understand.
Hmm.
And one of the questions I want to ask you, to you, what is love? Like we talked about
Okay,
that.
so
Yeah.
this is what I found out. Now, it took me a long time to understand love, but I want to explain this to you guys, because I think this is very, very important. Because love is the only thing that is the enemy that is the enemy of failure. Love is the enemy of failure. And we're going to get into that a little later in the show. The show's going to be about 2 hours, so buckle your seatbelts. But first, let me explain what love is. And I want you guys to really key in and really listen. And I'm going to put it in layman's terms. I'm going to give it to you like you've never heard it before, okay? And I'm going to tell you guys how I realize this moving forward. Love is one thing. Love is not something you can hear. Love is not something you can feel. Love is not something you can taste. Love is not something you can prove. Love is not something you can show. Love is the highest point of understanding. And what I mean by that is, if this whole house right here that I'm in caught on fire, right? If this whole entire house caught on fire and I start running out that door to get out the fire, right? And I'll bust my head on the door, and my son calls the ambulance, and I go to the hospital and they sew my head up, and I come back to the house. I'm not going to hate that door. I'm going to
Yeah.
know that I ran into the door and busted my head because I was trying to get out of a fire. See, that's what love is. See, people hate death because no one has ever been there before. Nobody has ever died and came back to say what happened in their death for us to have a clear, concise understanding of death. So we hate death. You only love what you can understand. So if you don't understand me, you can't love me. There's nothing you can do. I can open myself to you. I can give myself to you. But if you don't have eyes to see me and ears to hear me, it's a stalemate.
Yeah.
So this is what I need you guys to understand. When you're out here looking for love, make sure that that person has clear understanding of you, and you have understanding of them. Game can only get you but so far. Yeah, you may get the money if you gain somebody. Yeah, you may get the house. Yeah, you may get the children. But you know what's happening? You're just putting band-aids and band-aids and band-aids and band-aids on top of a wound that will never mend. And then what happens is, when those band-aids pile up, they get wrinkly, they get crunchy, they get messed up. And guess what? Now you got a bunch of griminess, you got a bunch of grimy bandages and filthiness all over you. When all you had to do was understand someone. So that's my definition of love.
Yeah. And that's very, very well put. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
And I
you.
also would say that love is also,
So love is
along
the
with that.
highest point of understanding. Sorry, I taped it.
Yeah, yeah. Highest point of understanding, and then also it's a verb too. It's an action too. So we have
Yes,
to, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So we
Mhm.
have to put that in action, trying to understand one another, and even for the situations I was on YouTube. I just want to say to those two people that uh, I now that I know what's going on with you, and according to my friend, understanding, I do understand you, and I want to say I do love both of y'all. So, and I hope that you take that, and I hope you can move forward with that. You know what I mean? And I love you in the way what we call agape love. That's what it is. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? God like love. So, and for everyone at the treehouse, I want to say I love y'all too. I understand y'all, and you guys have been nothing but the best to me, and I'm glad you guys over here. I see so many people to name. But everyone in the chat, I'm just want to say, hey man, y'all, I rock with y'all. Y'all rock with me, and I appreciate y'all pulling up. You know what I'm saying? But
oh,
yeah, man, no, man, like these people are really good people. Like I went through some adversity, and they was there for me in my adversity. So like, and that's very rare from people like me and you. You know, usually are like loners
well,
to.
Well, you know, and that's another thing. We have to stop putting pressure on each other to be there for us in
Mm-hmm.
adversity, because some people have more fear than others. And as as a society, we have to respect everyone's level of fear and strength, okay? Because everyone's level of fear and strength comes from their particular background and their upbringing. You may meet a person that when they, like, for example, when I was 10 years old, my cousin, my babysitter, we just came from watching the movie Rocky. We just saw Rocky Balboa 2. We went in, we was playing duck hunt. My mother's car alarm went off. My cousin goes outside. I go behind him. I'm 10 years old, and he got shot in his face right in front of me, shot dead instantly by a Uzi. So I'm not trying to give you guys this nasty taste in your mouth about my experience, but I had to learn that you never know what, like, even in Iraq, I've seen 200 people get killed and slaughtered and massacred right before my very eyes. I was also in the top of my office building when the World Trade Center went down.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a very fearless person because I've seen a lot of real gruesome things in my lifetime that I can definitely tell you guys. I really need to write a book. But I learned that just because somebody doesn't have my back doesn't mean that they don't really want to be my friend or that they're not real. See, when
Yeah.
I was younger, I used to be like, oh, you ain't have my back, you ain't real. But once I grew up and I went through all of this turmoil that I had to get past, I realized, I said, you know something? If Octavius doesn't have my back, maybe he's scared. And as my friend, I have to respect the fact that Octavius is scared. I can't be like, oh, you ain't crap because you let
Yeah.
me
Some people just don't
you
haven't
let
built
me
up
out
enough
here. It's not
bravery yet.
your
Yeah.
friend's responsibility
Yeah.
to get into your business if they're not ready to. Because
Yeah.
you could be dragging someone into your problem and then
Mm-hmm.
they'll have nightmares at night and can't sleep. You don't know how paranoid people, some people on drugs, some people drinking, some people don't love themselves. They on drugs, they drinking, they got abusive
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, girlfriend at the house. They may get in your business and they may bring them more nightmares. So
Yeah.
I'm like this. If y'all got my back online when I got drama, love y'all, thank you. But if y'all don't, I still love y'all and I thank y'all because at the
Yeah.
end
We
of
we
the day,
we are what you call Sigma male and females. Like we usually are the type we have alpha qualities, but we usually are like loners. That's why me and her coalesce and get along very well. Um, I want to move on to um, you had issues years ago, like in 2018, and the thing is now you done through all of that. You know what I'm saying? Through all of that hate and that campaign that was against you or whatever, you
mhm.
know, now at the end of the day, you got your master's degree, you're doing very well. And just tell us a little bit how you went from hitting a rock bottom and coming up after that ordeal. You don't have to
Okay.
go into that ordeal, but you can go into what happened after. What gave you the inspiration to move forward and want to go back to college and do those things?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, and this is not made up. This is from the hip. I got in touch with my shadow side. What happened was when the drama on social media happened with me in 2019. Um, I felt embarrassed for a couple of things. I was embarrassed, number one, because the people who I thought loved me actually hated me, and I didn't even know they hated me. I didn't even know how many enemies I had until that actually happened.
Hmm.
So it put me in a shadow. It put me into my shadow.
It
Uh,
made you confront your shadow
it
side.
made me
Yeah,
confront a lot, and I
yeah,
thank you so much. That's why I
yeah,
need you, Octavius. A
yeah.
lot of people, they can't face themselves, you know.
Hmm.
And but when all you have is yourself to face, when all you have, like a lot of people, like, I need a little toxic in my life because if everything is too good, it's gonna be boring. But you only gonna say you need that when you ain't up against no real toxicness.
Yeah, yeah. That real
I hear
fire.
people saying, Star, oh my God, your life is so boring. You don't go to parties no more. It's boring being a Christian. It's boring to praise God. Like, it's boring
Yeah.
not to curse. It's boring not to dress sexy. It's boring. How are you able to do this and not have a little toxic in your life? I said, I used to feel like you until I was up against real crap. So I
Mm-hmm.
think what 2018, 2019 did to me was it made me confront my shadow side, and I got to find out the real me, like the one that was waiting for me to morph into who I am today.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I
mastered
didn't
yourself.
know. I mastered myself. I really didn't know what I wanted to be back then. I was rapping, I was acting, I was stripping, I was doing all kinds of crap under the sun that really did not fit my DNA makeup because I was too busy watching TV, watching others, and looking at success through my eyes at the lives of others. But when I didn't have that opportunity, I had to look at myself, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a nerd. I have a high IQ. I love to read books. I love math. I can solve problems like this. I said, let me take my butt back to college. And when I got to college, it was supposed to take me 6 years to get my master's, but it only took me 3 years. Thank God for COVID. And I know people said COVID is I know people said that COVID is like some old, for me it was a blessing because I was able to double up on my college classes. So I was taking 2 years worth of college classes with it and knocking them out in 1 year and doing all my summer classes. And I was doing classes during my winter breaks as well. So I was going to school day and night the whole time we've been on COVID, and I was busting them down, getting A's. I kind of isolated myself. Me and Octavius, we stayed in contact for a long. We just kept staying in contact. He stayed in contact with me, but for the most part, I isolated myself. I said, you know what? I'm just going to focus on me. I took Instagram off my phone. I took Facebook off my phone, so I wasn't getting no notifications. I took all the YouTube notifications off my phone. The only way that I was able to get on Instagram and Facebook is if I literally come to my house, get on my computer, open my computer, and actually load and go in there that way because I didn't want the interruptions. So that was one of the ways that I actually attained my master's degree, and I'm starting my PhD program in January. I think, like I said, it was because I had to approach my shadow side. So, and I feel like my enemies actually inspired me to be me. My enemies inspired me to get my master's degree. And I know that sounds really crazy to some of y'all, but let me explain it. My enemies who were my enemies through 2018, 2019, I thought those were my friends. I thought they loved me. That's what I thought. But when I realized that they actually hated me, I was like, well, damn, why am I trying to fit in with these people? Why am I trying to do what they doing? These motherfuckers don't even like me. Excuse my language, a curse, and I'm
Oh no, you good. It's just an
curse.
adult.
I'm using it as an adjective, not
Yeah.
a verb. And I'm like, they don't like me. Why am I taking pictures with them? Why am I trying to do what they do? They not even opening doors for me. Every door around me is shut. So let me just go this way and go that way and keep them over that way. And let me do what I need to do. And you know what? I am happier than a gay man in Boys Town. I promise you. I tell y'all.
Yeah.
So that's what inspired me, Octavius. And and I just don't stop because life is a never-ending cycle. As long as you're alive, there's always new and great things to learn. So you never stop. You never be so big and so high and mighty that you don't have to, because the only entity that is higher than you is God up above. Okay, so don't never think you're too good. Like, I could have stopped at my bachelor's. I could have stopped at my associate. I could have been like, you know what? I already got a job in my career field. I don't need to do this no more. But you know what? Life is a constant. You should always try to learn, because when you're constantly trying to learn, you know what you're doing? You're exercising your brain. And when you're exercising your brain, you stay sharp. And when you stay sharp, you stay more logical and less emotional. See, let me tell y'all something. When you're too emotional, the devil plays on that. Okay. And I just was explaining this on my Instagram channel. I just told everybody, I said, you know something? Stop wanting things. Stop wanting things. Don't want anything. What you do is you be you be of good merit, and you tell the universe you want joy and you want to be happy. The universe knows you way better than you know yourself. The universe, when you was born and you was created in your mother's womb, the universe created you. Your DNA makeup, your structure, everything. It created the person you are, so it knows exactly what makes you happy. So you don't want to come out here and be like, oh, I'm going to pray for money. Money may not make you happy. You don't know what's behind that curtain. Oh, I'm going to pray for a husband. A husband might not make you happy. You don't know what's behind that curtain. Oh, I'm going to pray for a baby. A baby may not make you happy. You don't know what's behind that curtain. Let the universe decide for you and take your ego out of it.
Yeah.
Your only responsibility as a human being, as a god and goddesses living a human experience, is to ask the universe to make you happy. And if you ask the universe what makes you happy, and you stick to your morals, and you keep your high moral fiber, and you stay of good merit, the universe is going to send you everything in life that makes you happy. Hallelujah, in the name of Jesus. Okay?
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not a Bible thumper, but I'm filled with the Holy Spirit. And you know why? And I'm not trying to pray to y'all because I don't want to lose y'all here. But what the Holy Spirit did for me, see, some people call it the third eye, but I'm going to get away from that. I don't want to get into that conscious community stuff.
Yeah, you
let me down
we're
too.
going to get into that. You used to be an occultist at one point, you know.
Exactly. So I don't want to, I try my very best not to use words like third eye or words like goddess or words like bro or word like sis, because those people even let me down. They left me for dead. And and the thing about it is I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them either. But like I told Octavius, I said, Octavius, you know something? I have to give Jesus his props. I said, because when I had that beef on social media in 2018, 2019, had I been a church girl on a choir, a member of a Baptist church, a Southern Baptist church, that preacher in that church home, they would have been advocating for me and my safety. The conscious community who I gave a lot of my time to, they laughed at me. They joined the crowd. And they didn't even have to have my back, because I'm a person, I can fight my own battles. But damn, y'all adding insult to injury. Y'all adding dirt into the grave. Like, come on. Like y'all did that to me.
Yeah, when I saw you going through it, and me and you wasn't on in good terms at that time, but you know what I mean? I'm a Hebrew Israelite, but at the same time I couldn't let my friend just go through that alone. You know what I mean? And that, you know, that's what friends are for, man. You know what I'm saying? So but I know you went through all of that with the you probably I've seen you like as far as occultism, you probably you done did the travels, you done been into it deep. And now you say that you believe you're a Christian now, which I think is a good thing. Um, you know, I really congratulate you on that, to come into the light. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't just say it's all about being a Christian, but I would say that getting in touch with yourself, that shadow self, and dealing with it was something that that's why I brought you on here, because I wanted to let people know that, you know, you can actually make a change.
Yes,
You know, like
Octavius, let me just tell them this, because I really wanted to tell them this, and then I promise you, because I don't cut you up.
Oh no, go ahead, do your thing. No,
I'm a respect
you the star guest. Go ahead.
This is my dog. Like I would never disrespect this man on no form. So I apologize, but I do want to tell them this, because I didn't get to make my point. I served everything else under the sun, and I was homeless, I was broke, I was stripping, I was looking for love in all the wrong places, I was naive, I was gullible, I was getting dissed, I was getting stolen from, I was getting set up, I was getting laughed at, I had the wrong friends. I was going with Yamaya, Oshun, Babaji, and DT, and all this stupid nonsense. As soon as I went to Jesus, I got my master's degree. I got my son in nice schools. I'm living in a nice neighborhood. I don't feel like white privilege is a crutch no more. Jesus came right up in my life, and he cleaned me up. He washed me of everything. All that other crap, that ain't do nothing for me. And I'm not trying to call it crap, but I was running with that.
It's your belief. It's your belief. So we're not gonna judge you on what you believe. Yeah.
I'm just telling y'all what happened to me. Like I'm telling y'all, I was looking for the spirit everywhere. I was genuinely trying to be a good person. All I was trying to do was to be a better person. With everything that I got into, in my lifetime, it was always from a good place. because I'm not
Yeah.
a grimy Negro. And I don't have a grimy bone in my body. I don't have an envious trait. I don't have a jealousy bone in my body. I hate to compete because nature is not about competition. Nature is about collaboration. Okay.
Mhm.
Anytime you compete with somebody, you're killing them. And if you don't put seed in the dirt, the flower not gonna grow. If you don't put seed in the dirt, grass not gonna grow. If you don't put a key in ignition, the car not gonna drive. If you don't put a plug in the socket, you're not gonna have electricity. Nature is all about collaboration. Whenever there's competition, there's danger. There's danger. All right. And
Mhm.
I've always known this. But when I was running around with the conscious community with my hair and looking nappy and me walking around homeless, these people were competing with me. They were competing with me.
Yeah.
There was no collaboration.
Yeah.
My mom raised me in a church. My mom was raised Catholic. My dad's father was a deacon in the Christian church, okay? When I
Mhm.
went to church with my parents, I was on the choir, I was an usher, I did all this stuff, and all my little Christian friends that love Jesus, not near one of them bitches, not near one of
Mhm.
them bitches competed with me. We did each other
Yeah.
hair. If I had a hole in my stocking, we all ran to the store together to go get a new pair. Oh my God, you need a new pair of knee highs. You can't go to church with them runs.
Yeah.
Hold on, my computer just went off, Octavius.
Oh no, you still live.
I can't see myself. My thing went dark. You can see me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You still
I
good.
just went dark. Like I can't even see myself. All right, well, I don't want to mess up the show, but I just went dark. I'm gonna go get my
Yeah, just drop off for a second and come back. The
I'm
same
gonna
way.
go get my okay.
All
All
right.
right.
All right. Yeah, everyone. I'm so happy to bring a friend of mine that has went through a lot, and found themselves in a better place. And whether it be Christianity that can get her there, what I'm saying, I congratulate her. Um, the thing is, she's a better person. I know that for a fact. No longer troubled. And one of the things we do at the treehouse, let me see if she's ready. Okay. Yeah, one of the things we do at the treehouse is talk about the ills and cons of the conscious community. You know what I mean? And that it's not always a good thing to be a part of these particular sectors. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna drop the link in the chat just in case anybody want to come up. And I think Star be back. But y'all liking the build though? Yeah, the thing is, my friend is very honest, and that's the kind of people I like to surround myself around. Coming to YouTube and dealing with a lot of Decepticons, me being Octavius Prime, is not something I usually deal with in my everyday life. I need the brutal honesty in my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you, but if you got friends, make sure they're brutally honest with you. Make sure you get a friend like what I have in real life. You know what I mean? Somebody that has been there for you and everything like that. So, and I appreciate everybody showing up. If anybody want to come up, um, come on up. I'm ready for you. Let's see. So what I'm doing right now, I'm doing a lot of modding for everybody that's coming in from the treehouse that I can recognize. Yeah, but this is the kind of interviews I want to do, and this is the kind of things I want to put out there. I want to put out positivity. There's enough negativity online, and I know that my sister can really give y'all women especially some good jewels. You know what I'm saying, on how to be a better person. How to be a beautiful woman and getting over the spirit of vanity and becoming better in general. So if anybody want to come up, I'm gonna drop the link again. Yeah, Nico, she is amazing, and that's and the thing is that's why it was kind of hard for me to bring her out because we have people that's real honest like that. You got to protect them, especially if you're their friend. Especially on this social media thing. And how you doing, Melon and Royalty? Let me give a shout out to everybody in chat. I think I seen a guy, Michael, my good friend Gary Hawkins. We can't forget about Angela and Angelica Diablo. Truth Hurts, man. Hey, y'all the best, and I really appreciate the show. My other friend Star, you know what I mean. I see you in the chat. A bit tired. Definitely our big sister Trip C Treehouse is in the building, and my brother Jaden Emperor. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but let's see if she come back. But I think she may be having some connection issues. But if anybody want to jump up in the meantime, come on in. Okay, she back. All right. Let's see.
Octavius. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, guys. You know what? I have like 4 computers here. I work from home, and I thought
Mhm.
I charged this one, but I charged the other one by accident. So I really apologize. I'm so sorry, Octavius.
Oh no, you good. You good.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was just telling people that what I want my channel to be about is about people becoming their better self and facing a shadow side. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
So also, I wanted to talk about the shadow side because I hear this word shadow side all the time on the internet, but they're
mhm.
not really breaking it down properly. So I wanted to break that down, but
Oh,
I don't
go
know.
in, go in. Yeah,
Okay, so what you guys have to understand, and getting into your shadow side is about manifestation too. It's about law of attraction. But the law of attraction only works when you not only do you change your not only do you manifest what you want, but you also have to change the paradigm. Your paradigm has to change along with what you're manifesting, because if the paradigm is the same and you're manifesting here, what happens is you can manifest what you want, but you won't be ready for what you get, and then when you get it, it'll be a complete disaster because you did not change the paradigm. Okay.
yeah,
So now when you're facing your shadow side, what are you doing when you're facing your shadow side? You're finding the truest thing and the truest nature of the self and where you belong and what will make you happy. And that is a part of manifestation. However,
mm,
if you're in a world where who you are can't can't evolve, then those people can't come with you. That's the paradigm. And I'm going to even go a little deeper. And some of y'all are probably going to be like, oh my God, sometimes you got to get rid of your own mama. I'm sorry. Because if you're around your mom, she may think that all you're good enough to be is a McDonald worker. And if your
yeah,
mom feels like that about you, that's energy within that paradigm that can stop you from being who you're supposed to be.
yeah,
See, you have to understand when you're around people who don't respect your energy, and I'm not talking about energy or inertia, I'm talking about energy. When you're around people who don't respect that energy, you gotta let them go, and it's gonna hurt you. You might even cry. Let me tell you something. I done boo-hooed on the phone with Octavius. He could tell you for hours. I'm crying. I mean, crying like a 2-year-old baby, and I'm a 42-year-old woman. I'm on the
yeah,
phone with Octavius, crying my pores out, and he's on the phone with me for hours. Like, oh, don't cry. I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to therapy. I'm doing all kinds of things because I'm hurting, because I really got to cut these people off, and I really love them, and the only love I show, know, and grow and ever known was these people. But I have to cut them off if I want to be who I am supposed to be, because I cannot take them with me. They can't come.
yeah,
So when you're dealing with your shadow side, you got to understand paradigm. There's a lot of books on Amazon, and I highly recommend them all. Changing the paradigm, shifting the paradigm. A lot of people talk about shape shifting. I've heard Dr. Malachi York talk about shape shifting. I've heard other Dr. Layla Africa. I've heard different ones talk about shape shifting, but it's not shape shifting. You're not an alien. You're not a demon. You're not a spirit. You're a human. You can't shape shift. You have to shift your paradigm, which is your state of mind, your state of being, and where you live and where you displace yourself and lay yourself. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's very important when it comes to facing the shadow side. What is the shadow side, Octavius? Help me explain it, and I'm gonna come in because a lot of people.
Well,
Great.
what I would say more than anything, what most people is vanity. You know, their own vanity. Um,
No,
and
no, 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 Octavius. Remember, vanity is a byproduct of vitality. See, the
mm,
thing about vanity, and this is where vanity is like nature giving you your nature rewards you and gives you a gift. So don't let
yeah,
insecure drug head drinking people or drunken people that's in a sunken place tell you that vanity is mean or is conceited. That's not true. Vanity is a byproduct of vitality. If you're healthy, if you abide by the rules of nature, if you respect nature, if you respect your
mm,
body, if you respect your mind, if you respect your heart, if you have self-love, if you take the time out to understand yourself, you're going to have vanity. The nature's going to give you beauty. Nature's going to give you a nice physique. Nature's going to give you the money to buy nice clothes. Nature's.
oh man, she fell off. Let's see. I'm bringing you back. Your connection fell for a second, but you good. Go in. Let me see. I guess you got to come back because like your audio's bad right now. Yeah, I'm having a little. She having a little connection issue. I'm gonna drop you for now. Just try to come back. Yeah. I'm glad everybody came. Um, and if anybody want to come up, you know what I mean. I know Nikwa and Angelica. I know you guys said you want to, maybe ask a couple of questions or whatever. I know y'all. I respect y'all enough to, to ask questions in general to her. So if you want to come on up, just come up for a little bit. You know what I'm saying, and kick it with me until I get her back. Yeah, but I'm so happy that we got these kind of bills, and these are the kind of bills I'm going to bring. I got other friends too on the same vibration, and this is what we need, y'all. We need instead of all the negative stuff online, we need to actually start to. Okay, yeah. So what we need to do, we need to start to bring positive people into the sector, and we have to protect these positive people. This is one of the reasons why I was slow to bring my friend out and others because you know I just had an inkling that everything wasn't legit when I first came in, but now that I see I got some real riders with me, the treehouse and everything like that, I am I'm more than motivated right now to get these kind of people out here to be interviewed. And she's right now she's having some issues with a phone, so like if I got anybody in the chat that want to come up, the link should be at the top. So all you gotta do, just like at Trip C's, just click the link, come on up. You know what I'm saying? Speak your piece. If you want to add on to the bill with me, you know what I'm saying? Come on up. I'm not really good with the music yet, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, this is the beginning. All right, we got Nick will be in the building.
Hey, bro. I just wanted to say
What's going
congratulations.
on? How you doing, Nick? Oh
I'm fine. I just wanted to say congratulations on your first live.
yeah, my first real live.
Now
Like
your
I had
first
some live.
like live with like this is great. I love
Yeah. And I'm
what
seeing
is the
everybody here.
queen's
It's
name?
it's feel good, man. It feel good that everybody's here helping. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't catch her name.
It's Starmarie Jones.
Starmarie Jones, I love the fire in her. She's
Yeah,
amazing. And I want to answer the question about your shadow self. I feel like your
yeah,
shadow self is like a part of us that we want to keep hidden in order to
yeah.
fit in with something else or another entity or someone,
Hmm.
with in a crowd or something like that. But it's like a another side of ourselves that we have that we need to actually bring out more
Yeah,
of. But that's what I feel.
yeah, and it's amazing, to see an attractive woman. Because a lot of attractive women in these days and times have shadow selves, as we see, and being able to overcome that in this day and time is amazing. You know,
Yes.
to get
I
over
think
that
it's
ego.
yes, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Um and everything that she was saying, from like having to let things go and not everybody can go with you, and
Hmm.
even if you have to, and I feel that, especially when it says like even if you have to do that with your like your mom or stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily cut off my mom, but some people you have to love from a distance because their energy, their bad energy and their lack of understanding could rub off on you, and it can mess up your good juju. So I do understand that part.
Well, sometimes it's not necessarily what she's talking about. Like, from her perspective, it's not necessarily her cutting her mom off, or
Oh
I
yeah, I know
almost
that. I
yeah.
said I
But
believe
what
that,
she's saying is sometimes, although it may be somebody in authority that you respect a lot, like your mother, if they are not giving you the positive affirmation or the positive uh, uh, like the positive respect for what you want to do with your life. Say you want to be something better than what their expectations of you are. Sometimes you just gotta like not listen to even them. You know what I mean? You can't be limited
yeah, I
by
feel like a lot of parents have a habit of like pushing their beliefs and their
yeah,
and what they want for you on you instead of actually trying to
mhm,
listen to what's in your heart and what you want to do.
yeah. And I think that's an amazing thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, Gary, she is very knowledgeable. That's why I have a friend. That's why she's my friend. And one thing I did like about what she said, like being a nerd. Just because you look a certain way doesn't mean that you have to act a certain way. Um, Even with myself, like I like to build computers. There's a lot of nerdy things I'm into. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got no shame about it. But the thing is, it gives me happiness. It makes me content with my life. I don't feel like I'm hiding anything. And that's one of the reasons why I can be sober in a sense of I don't you won't need a lot of things in your life that outside of yourself to feel validated because you've validated yourself. You're living your truth. And I'm gonna just check real quick and see if she's coming back. Everybody drop on. Okay, well, like she's having some computer issues. So what I'm gonna do, and I do want to bring her back. So I'm gonna bring her back. We might do something this weekend, maybe Saturday. But I'm gonna bring her back. And if anybody else want to come up and just build a little bit, come on up if you got anything on your mind. So I'll just give you guys like a minute if you want to come up, and we'll spit. But after that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead and end it and head back to the treehouse. But I appreciate everybody coming out. But I think the bill was pretty good, even though it was short. We plan on doing 2 hours, but this is just the genesis of this channel. And these are the kind of people that I'm going to bring on. And I'm not just going to bring on the common everyday type person. I'm going to bring some people on that have some real life experience and who's really been through some things. All right, she's back. Let's see what's going on.
This has never happened to me ever in my entire life. I am so, so sorry, y'all. So,
Yeah.
I really am, and I really apologize. We're gonna have to do this show
Oh
again.
yeah. My girl that's come out. My friend. I ain't gonna say my girl. My friend because she's married, of course. But Nequa B just came up. She's a artist also, and she's got some real good music.
And
And
she does she rap or she sings?
she does spoken word, sing, and a little bit of rap too.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. She in New
Can she
York also. Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna get online and spit something? I can spit something if y'all want me to, cause I rap.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I represent divinity, positive energy. You're your own worst enemy, perpetual infinity. My symmetry keeps me aligned spiritually. Mine's blowing like the assassination of Kennedy. Jealousy's a weak trait. They call it envy. Chicks giving face for bags. They call them LV. Got a beat face, but you're living unhealthy. Clear distinction of being her rich or being wealthy. I needed some assistance with the God, and he helped me. Jokers in the deck play the cards that they dealt me. I ain't need no clout because the real really felt me. Got my new team on deck. Buddy, move me. Steady up. Lifting my sisters with mysticism, elevate the system from this broken system. I got an issue. The judicial system, it ain't official. Black lives matter like soldiers without a general. Listen up, fellas and ladies, hear what I'm telling you. I rock this Michael. Hood fella, I'm a little hood.
Hey, you had a nice little flow going there. All you needed was a beat. Yeah,
Yep.
when I get a little bit better with this thing, you know, what I'm saying, I'm just starting. So like I'm gonna get with the music.
I
So I
mean,
know
the
you guys.
thing is, and the thing about it too, Octavius, you know, music to me is about encouraging and having fun. For me, it's not about money. See, when growing up with me, and I don't want to take it too far back because you know you got to move with the times. But people shouldn't have to be paid to make other people happy. I mean, if you get paid to make your friends happy and stuff, that's cool. But music and entertainment should not be about getting rich and having the money. It should be about uplifting your peers, making your friends happy. You know, when I used to at the end, because I don't do clubs no more. I don't do clubs no more, but because you know I'm just in a different place now in my life. But at the end, when I started to stop doing clubs, I realized when I was going to clubs, everybody's just sitting around me mugging like and drink sipping and mean mug. When I was younger, we used to be in a party and dancing and getting down and doing the butt and I push it and you know and doing the wop and the cabbage patch and we was up there showing our asses. But you go to a club now, everybody just, oh, you want to buy some ass, you want to buy some coochie,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I
And they
just
don't
like
dance no more. They pretty much dry hump now in the
they
club.
don't dance. They
Yeah,
sitting around me mugging. Guys is not offering to buy ladies drinks, and everybody wants to be a millionaire rapper. Why can't you just rap because you're good at it and just get on some spins and just let it rotate? Why did it went into gangsterism? Like I used to. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not gonna say I wanted to rap because that wasn't my lo and behold dream to be a rapper professionally, but I used to really love making music and writing lyrics and people like, Al, you wrote that, girl, go ahead with your bad self. Like I used to get off on that, but
yeah.
now it's not fun. They
Hmm.
took the fun out of it. And it's like, oh, she got other options. She can't be down with us. So you mean to tell me I can't rap because I love being a human resources executive? Because that's what I do now. I'm a human resources executive. So you mean to tell me I'm not allowed to rap because I have other options? So the only reason you can rap is if you don't have any. It's not right. It's not fair. So you're taking my entertainment abilities away from me because I have other options, not because I'm talented, because I
Yeah,
have other options. So we know now that music has become a business. It's no longer about entertainment. So now I think that our people should start going outside and selling CDs outside again like we used to. Because this download stuff and depending on DJs and all of this stuff is really putting our music and our stuff into a box without other aspirations. Nick will be, yeah, exactly what you
yeah.
said. They put you in a box. Yes, yes, girl, absolutely. And that's why I don't pursue it. Like a lot of people like, oh, she's not pursuing rap because she just walked away or she gave up. But I didn't really give up on music. Music gave up
No,
on
you
me.
didn't. I know that for a fact. You didn't give up.
I
So
didn't
I
give up on
co-sign that.
music.
Yeah,
Music gave up on me.
yeah,
Music gave up on me. Like I don't what it's offering. It first of all, it's causing too much beef. It's causing too much jealousy. Now I'm not gonna say when I came out with the song that I came out with, that wasn't the best of choice that I made, but I was being sucked into a sunken place as well. And you know, I was in my feelings and I let my emotions take the best of me. But
mm,
it was a gift and a curse, and it was a blessing in disguise. And like I said, I wish the best for everybody. I don't hate any of my enemies. I love them all.
Yeah.
Anybody who I've ever had any beef with in the past, I wish you all the best, because Christian women, women of God, we don't wish failure on other people, because when you start to do shadow work, because we were talking about shadow work before I got cut off, when you start to work on your shadow self, everything you think about somebody else, it actually happens to you. So even if in your mind you want someone to fail because they did something to you, that you're the one that's going to fail, because it even says it in the Bible, and I should have had that scripture here. The person who did you dirty, their karma is not your business. It's not even your responsibility. Their karma is between them and God. All you're supposed to do as a good Samaritan, and a person who wants to purge out bad karma, and a person who wants to live righteous and live forthright and wants blessings to come in their path, all you're supposed to do is let go and let God.
Yeah.
That's your main responsibility. What God does with them, don't look for it. Don't wait to see their karma, because when you're waiting and looking to see the karma of what someone else did to you to happen to them, it actually happens to you, because now you're working with your shadow self. So your mind, it starts to create your reality. So I've heard a lot of conscious people on social media talking about reflections. And I'm not dissing anybody that talks about reflections, and I'm not saying this about anybody in particular, but reflection is just not that simple of reflection or mirroring. Reflection is all about getting in touch with your shadow side. And then once you get in touch with your shadow side, you become a master manifestator. So what that means, and you're only master manifesting your own surroundings. So what happens is, when you're in touch with that shadow side, everything that you think, you bring, and you bring it to you. Your subconscious, which is the Kundalini chakra, which is right here where your actual real brain is, which is in the small of your back, that's the real brain. It can't decipher once you're in your shadow self. Now, you're not in 3D no more, you're in 5D, because 3D is not shadow, 5D is in shadow, right? So once you're in 5D is selfish. So 5D is not selfless. 5D is selfish. So everything that you think, you bring. So you have to try your very best not to allow anybody to get you upset. Whenever people do stuff to you that you feel like is upsetting you, block them out. Say, I love you. Here's one of the things that I've, and maybe some of y'all don't believe in white magic, because some people say that that's not Christian-like, but I've read the Bible back and front. Let me tell you guys one thing that I know for sure, and some of you could take heed, or you don't have to take heed. Y'all could believe me, or y'all don't have to believe me, but I'm sharing this with y'all because y'all are Octavius's friends, and now y'all my friends, and we're all talking together. I want to show y'all, I want to teach y'all something that probably nobody will ever tell y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all, and I know that it works. Our ancient ancestors used it. Whenever you have somebody that's trying to disrupt your peace or trying to hurt you, whenever somebody's trying to do something to hurt you, whether it's using a girl to get you jealous, whether it's using your kids against you, you know what you do? You close your eyes and you meditate that you and that person are friends. Like you're offering them water, or you're offering them gift, or you're offering them money to take them shopping, or you're having dinner with them, and you're very polite with them. And what happens is that energy that you're sending to them, that they're sending to you, it ricochets. It ricochets back. But if you sit there and be like, oh my God, he messing with my ex-girlfriend, I can't stand that motherfucker. Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? You're not gonna be able to stand yourself.
Yeah.
But if they do that, and you be like, you know what, you want some water, but you're saying this to yourself in your mind. Let's say his name is Eddie. Eddie, here's a glass of water. Matter of fact, Eddie, I got $5 for you. Let's go buy us a bag of potato chips and some soda and go sit in the park and have fun. And you're actually saying this shit to yourself. It sounds delusional. But the mind is very strong, especially once you meet that shadow side. So this is how I was able to conquer my enemies. This is how I was able to conquer them. They were throwing all the spiritual warfare at me. I had some of the best shamans, the best warlocks, the best witches that you could possibly, they all attacked me. I had 5 or 6 different covenants coming at me at one time, right? And I felt them because my energy is very strong. And I said, you know something? Let me make them my friends. When they come, when they sent their jinns and they demons and stuff, I was feeding them demons cake and cookies and ice creams and everything in my goddamn house. The motherfuckers like, yeah, we don't want to be here. This bitch too nice. You see what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
works. It
yeah.
works. I know Octavius. I know, but some people here, if
Well,
you
I
I
I
don't
get
get
what
into
you're
the cult.
saying.
I don't get into the cult
I
thing,
get
but
what you're
I'm
saying.
not gonna knock it. I know,
what
we
you oh
talked
this
about
is
that. Yeah,
Nikki
it's
on here.
Niqua. Yes, yes.
Okay,
She
go
a
ahead,
good.
Hi,
Nikki.
She's a good
beautiful.
person. Yeah,
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, beautiful, and yourself.
yeah. She's a
I'm
performer in New
fine. I'm
York also.
blessed.
It's such a pleasure meeting you.
It's a pleasure meeting you too, and I love your energy. I love what you're saying. Um, and the fact that you are up here and you're being yourself and you're speaking your truth, I admire that. Um, and I do believe that you don't wish anything bad on your enemies, but you kind of like, first of all, you pray for your own protection so that so that it can bounce off of you and whatever they're trying to do, but also kill them with kindness. And I really do agree with you on that. I love what you're saying. Everything. Octavius, you did great. She's beautiful. You're beautiful. You're right here. I want to talk to you as if
Yeah.
you're like the third person, the second person. You're right here. You're beautiful. You
Thank
sound
you.
amazing. I want one thing I want to ask you. Do you have your own page, like YouTube page?
You know what? I don't. And Octavius, you could explain. Well, I'll tell
Well,
you.
we're gonna share the page together. So
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
you know, I guess we don't have to get into that, right, Octavius?
no, 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 no.
Because I've probably been was supposed to have my own page, but I was going through my own growth, and
Okay.
I just didn't want to be on YouTube because it's a money thing now, and it gave me a sour taste in my mouth. You know,
I get it.
nature belongs to everybody. Okay, it doesn't just belong to me. It doesn't just belong to Octavius. It doesn't just belong to you. So everything I'm saying right now, if you went and repeated everything that I just said on another page and didn't give me credit, I'm not going to be mad because I got this from the universe. But there's other YouTubers that they sit here and they teach and teach and teach. But when you regurgitate something they say, the first thing they call you is, "Oh, she copying off of me," or it's just, or "I got more followers and more donations than you." It just done got ghetto. And I'm like, are you guys
I
doing this for donations?
honestly, I vibe with I vibe what you're saying because like I was hesitant to do YouTube because of all the drama, all the
Yeah,
different things that it comes with. Like, and I
Right.
didn't like how it made my spirit feel. But then I
Right.
thought
Okay,
about
so
it.
you're with me.
yeah.
Yes,
The
I'm with,
issue that I
yeah.
had a couple of weeks ago, brought Niqua back. So I say she's my sister too, man. Real talk.
Yeah,
You
I
know
Mhm.
had
what I
to
mean?
do what I need to.
Yeah,
You
she
know, when you
came
see
back.
like one of your brothers come down, like somebody is like I said, like I try to be drama free and I try to bring out good energy. It's not even trying, that's what I want to do. That's what I am doing. And so when
Yeah.
I see someone being attacked of any kind and I feel like, nah, that's not for them, that's not right. Like I will put myself on the line for that person. I have a habit of doing that. And Octavius is a brother of ours. We really support him and we care about him. We know he's a good guy. And from what we see in you, like we see that you're a great person as well.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate your presence and your energy. And like I said, like I understand exactly where you're coming from. Some things, when you know, you know. Like you know that saying, when you know, you know. I know exactly
Right.
where you're coming from.
And I'm not, and the thing about it is I'm not teaching to compete with you. You know, I'm a professional woman.
Yeah,
And we all should be striving to be. I have a job, I have a career. Like I'm not
Yeah,
on
Nick was a
YouTube.
nurse also. She's a professional too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
yeah, I'm
Like
a
her, I
nurse.
can tell
Yeah,
she's professional. I'm listening to her. I just
Mm.
told her, I'm a professional woman just like you. Do you really want to be caught up in the drama of people who will create a narrative around you? Because on YouTube it plays a dangerous game.
they
See,
do.
these
Yeah,
people, they're like a posse in a gang. They'll create a narrative around you.
Oh,
If
we
you
saw
don't,
that.
and then what they'll do is
yeah,
drown your page out, and then they'll buy all these subscribers. And I'm not going. I don't want to blow nobody up, but you'll have somebody who's only 5 people are listening to, but it'll look like 500,000 people are listening to them. And then they'll get
yeah.
their whole group to have these same acts. Now the whole group look like millions and millions of people are listening to them only because they're targeting you and wanting to drown you out. And now you got on YouTube with a good intention and good spirit, and they're calling you it was just, this is why I didn't have a channel, because I just didn't want, I was just like, you know what? And
Yeah,
And you're so
the
right.
thing
You're
the
so
thing is
right.
that's the reason why, like I said, okay, is I'm gonna share the channel with her because I don't want the drama coming her way. You know what I mean? If it come, let it come to me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, we gotta
And
protect
like I said,
our people.
I don't like that drama. I don't like that drama. I stand for
Mm.
good. Um, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I get what you're saying. That's why I'm very, very careful about what I put out there,
yes,
who I align myself with, you know. And we might make a little mistakes here and there, but if you're a good person, you know how to realign yourself. If you're good spiritually, you know how to realign yourself. You know how to still be you. You should never, um, like, how do you say it? Like, you will always be you. Somebody might take you out of character, but you know how to get back in, kind of thing. If that
exactly.
makes sense to
Well,
you.
well, this is the reason why I'm starting on this channel now with him, because it took him about a good, what, 6 months to get me to do this, right, Octavius? I was like,
Well,
girl,
like
I was
I
just
got on
doing
here
stuff.
like 3 months
So,
ago, but I had aspirations, but it wasn't until, like I said, the November I would want to start doing something. And but due to the last current events, it forced me to start setting up a platform. And now that I have one, I'm just like, okay, it's time to start bringing out people. And now I got the people I know I can trust online around me. So, and we at the treehouse, with Tripsy, she's a real good woman. And
Yeah,
what
she
they do is
is.
they break down, some of the scams and stuff in the community, and the X and YPNs and stuff like that. I know you was familiar with that too. But you know, a lot of people have been disenchanted by those same groups of people like yourself. And I thought it was real. I thought it was on time to bring you out to let people see a person go from those type of sectors to now like finding themselves and finding themselves in a place of mastery. So that's why I titled this about self mastery, also because of your journey. You know what I mean?
well, the problem I have, and I know we weren't going to like focus on them, but I think should be brought up. The problem I have with the conscious community in groups like Nuwapian, and it's not just them, is it's not so much that they didn't have my back, is that they didn't have to add insult to injury just for clout. See, a lot of these conscious community, they don't go to college. They talk about, oh, college is for the white man. They don't work. They don't have
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah,
So they're hungry and they're thirsty for money. So they'll sell their soul and their friend out just for a little bit of clout so they can get $1. You know what I mean? Because see, if you're gonna be this conscious community, teach your people how to get bread and not just by selling incense and soap and things that they can't make enough money to pay a rent in a nice neighborhood for a month. Why are you
I
teaching these
honestly,
people how to make the bare minimum? Huh?
I honestly feel like they also should stop selling knowledge. If that made like, I feel like knowledge is free.
Right.
Why do I
It,
have to pay you to give me knowledge? And why won't you tell me where you got it from so I can further research it?
oh my, yo, Octavius, where you
yeah.
found this girl at? Because that's
Hey
exactly
man, like I
what they
said,
want.
like hey,
They're
the test
control
of
freaks.
fire,
They
man.
don't
These like
want.
these my friends from the test of fire,
Listen,
man. They went through the fire
listen,
with me, so
listen, girl. I'm gonna just tell you, I love you with a big L. Okay,
Love
how
you more,
you,
sis.
if I teach you something, but I look, you know what they was doing? You know what them conscious community people do? They'll teach you one thing, right? And as soon as you master it, oh no, you got to do it. They want to
Yeah,
show you
it's
different
all
ways so
scam.
they could stay on top. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you want
Because
me
then
to ascend?
if you think about it like this, because if you actually research the knowledge, you're gonna question things. You're gonna compare it to other things, and it's gonna take away their hustle. Like you're gonna open it up to in a different manner, or open another door to it that might actually contradict what they're saying. So they don't want you to have one up on them, especially if it's their hustle and if it's their grind to make money off of. And
Ooh, I tell
that's
you,
why
you got her.
yeah.
that's
You
why I
got
don't
her.
like to
Yes.
when I see people saying, oh, like, just buy this knowledge, and then we can, or go to my class. I don't mind going to a class, um but if I can find it somewhere where I don't have to like pay two, three, five, six, $10,000 for it, because I don't understand why people would charge $10,000 for
Let me
like
tell you why
their teaching.
they dumped me. I'm gonna tell you why the conscious community dumped me. I'm gonna tell you why. Dr. Ray Higgins said this, and so did the Bronner brothers. I mean the Browder brothers, the Browder Fowles. The Browder brothers and Ray Higgins said, don't just read the book. When you read the book, the areas that you're reading about, get on a plane and fly to them so you can see them with your own eyes. Because when you read a book, you're just reading someone else's opinion on the book. You're reading someone else's analysis or through someone else's eyes. So if there's a book you like and it talks about whatever's going on in Israel, get on a plane and go take a plane and go see what that book is talking about. This is where the conscious communities that turned on me got it twisted with me. What it was they're teaching from books, but they've never traveled to them. Meanwhile, they're online looking at me on my excursions and going here and going there, and they're like, wait a minute, Baba G or Baba Boo or Mama Boo Boo didn't give her the clearance to fly to Egypt. Who does she is? You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's how I
And then
be.
they
Yeah.
go behind your back and vilify you
Well, guess
because
what happened with
you're intrigued
Malcolm
by what
X,
these people
though?
are writing. You're intrigued by what these people are writing and teaching you. You're so, like
Mhm.
me. I'm so intrigued by Somalia. Oh my God, the Samaritans did this and this happened. And oh, I
Yeah.
want to go take me a flight to Djibouti, Africa. I remember when I went to Ecuador. I went to Ecuador, and the person who was running that said he was in Djibouti, Africa, and the lady taught him this and taught him. And I was like, oh, I want to take a flight to Djibouti, Africa. I take a flight, and all of a sudden he vilifies me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, you know what they did to Malcolm X when he actually went down to see what was really
man,
going
where'd you
on.
find her at, Octavius?
You
I
they
Where
told
did
these
you
vilified
people are
him.
on
find this
point, man. They
beautiful?
on the
Oh my
frequency.
God.
They on the frequency.
I'm getting ready to cry because I met my sister. Yo,
Yes,
Octavius, I'm
I
going to cry.
Yeah.
mean.
Jesus.
And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what? I don't really talk too much about this. Like I said, I don't really go into religion and all that type of stuff because people are really touchy about stuff like this on YouTube. So I kind of like keep it to myself. But when you're on a panel and stuff like that, and you can actually have a conversation, and it's not like arguing and stuff, and you can be on the same frequency, it feels like it's a comfort thing. So I love your energy, and I like and when and then you're next to Octavius, and I love his energy. Hey, Angelica, hi sis, how are
How you doing,
you?
Angelica?
Hey everybody.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hey,
Doing well, Star. How are you? I don't know if
Hi.
you want me to call you Star Marie,
You can call
whichever.
me whatever makes you feel good. It's all good. Star Marie, it doesn't matter. That's me. But I
Okay.
also want to share this with y'all too. I wanted to share this with y'all. And I was talking about the new governor of Virginia, Miss Winsome Sears. She's also a Black Republican. And I know a lot of Black people are touchy when it comes to Republican, but let me just tell y'all this, and I just want to put this out there because I feel like this is important to the platform, being that I brought up Miss Winsome Sears, who just the Black governor for Virginia that just got elected. And I'm that lady, she just makes my heart melt. So you guys study her. But I need y'all to know this. Frederick Douglass was a Republican. Okay, Harriet Tubman was a Republican, and the abolishment of slavery, the 14th Amendment, when the slaves during the Civil War, the Republicans won that war for slaves to be free. Now I know we have some underlying things about them being free and stuff like that, but I need y'all to really open your minds to becoming a Black Republican because the Republicans have done a lot for Black African Americans here on American soil. Where the Democrats come in, when you see a lot of minorities kind of pushing for Democrats have helped with immigration. So you'll see a lot of Spanish and Black West Indians and Africans. They're like, oh, choo, choo, choo for the Democrats. And I don't have anything against them because they're still Black people from other soil, from Arabia, from Haiti, from Jamaica. They're still my brothers and sisters. They are. But they have not went through the struggles that my immediate forefathers went through with this country and the history of the Republicans. So a lot of times I see online, I'm black, so I'm a Democrat. But what kind of black are you? Are you an American black? Or are you a West Indian or a Jamaican or a Haitian or a Spanish? You understand where I'm coming from? I'm not trying, and I'm not putting any racist stuff out here. I'm just giving you guys something to really think about.
Yeah. It's a kind of foundation of Black American
Right, even like the
philosophy. Yeah.
Tuskegee Airmen, they
Yeah.
were put out there and they were Republicans too. And what I'm telling you guys, I have done all the research for you. I'm y'all sister from another mother. So I mean, y'all can go research yourself. But like you said, Nikwa, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
this is a platform for us to conversate, and we definitely really have love here. So I just
Yeah.
want y'all to know, don't be so hard if you can on the Republicans, because they really did a lot for Black Americans. They were
I
going
have
to
a
kill Harriet
question.
Tubman. I live up right now. My house where I live at now, I live up the street from Harriet Tubman's. Basically, I live a car
Yeah.
ride.
Don't give them too much information.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm
But
not. But
what you ask her, Nico? Go ahead.
Okay, because I know that at one point our leaders were Republican and stuff like
yeah,
that. But didn't it at one point switch roles, like from Republican to Democrat, like the people
no,
who?
they've never switched roles. And how I know this
Okay.
is because I joined the military. So when you swear in, you're swearing in as a Republican. So well, y'all can still teach, but tell everybody. But everybody who joins the military, everyone, I don't care what any military person tells you. When you
Mm-hmm.
swear in and you got that sigil there, you're swearing in as a Republican. You work for the government. You don't work for the Department of State. You working for the Republican Party.
The
So,
Republic. Yeah.
and it's been like this since the beginning of the military. The Republicans started the military basically. So
Okay.
every military personnel is Republican, black, white, Chinese, whatever. So, like I said before, the Democrats have done a lot for China. You know, that's why China
Yeah,
damn near owns this country now because of the Democrats. Okay,
I agree with that
yeah,
part. Yeah.
they're giving reparations and all this stuff to the Afghanistans and all this stuff. So you guys really have to be careful about what you're listening to on media. And that's why we have to have groups like this, because we have to keep each other abreast where we're not falling for the okie doke. See, because when I came out and I was behind Trump, people were vilifying me like, oh, he's a racist, he's a pig, he's a this. But I'm going to tell y'all something about Trump, and I'm not advocating for him because he doesn't know me like that. But I do want to give
I
y'all
mean,
some
speak your
facts.
truth. That's the whole thing. Speak
I
your
want to
truth.
give y'all some facts. I grew up in New York City, okay? And before Trump opened up corporations in corporate America, Black people could not work in corporate America. They couldn't be in the mailroom. They couldn't be secretaries. They couldn't do nothing. The only thing they could do in corporate America was either work at the post office or be a work at the post office or be a teacher's aide or something like that, right? They didn't have no corporate jobs like administrative assistant or collections or like mailroom stuff or like receptionist until Trump administration, Trump's family started opening businesses on Wall Street and they were hiring Blacks. Okay. Also, Trump gave over $500 billion to HBCs, to black schools, American Black schools here. So all of you American Blacks that are running behind the Democrats, they're not doing anything for you. They're for they're for people who are not from this country. All right.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm more so of a progressive. I want somebody who's gonna work hard for us, regardless of
All
any of
regardless,
that. Yeah.
but and I do too. So I'm not racist, and I'm not putting a separation here because my grandmother
No, I
was
know.
born in
Yeah.
Barbados. But I don't like when I see Black Americans trashing Republicans because they've done a hell of a lot for us. You can't
Yeah. I don't
follow the
trash any of
immigrant,
them.
huh?
I don't. Yeah, I agree. I don't trash any of them. I just look at. I
Yeah.
actually really listen to what is being said and what is done. I've over the years of me since I've been able to even vote, I've noticed that I mean, I have nothing against the Democrats. I have nothing against the Republicans. They both have their things. Um, what I notice about the Democrats is that they play off of your insecurities and off your
Yeah, and
fears.
then they don't offer you nothing at the end of the day.
Yes, and
You know what
then
I'm saying?
like Republicans, I feel like I just want people to work more so for us middle classmen. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
the middle class is becoming non-existent if they even exist anymore, and we get kind of like bypassed, and we are the way the money goes round go around in this world is the middle class, and I
Star.
just really want.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
go ahead, go ahead.
Star. I wanted you. You're 42 years old. You mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? You don't look your age. Um, we was talking earlier about the discipline required. Like, what gives you the discipline to eat and exercise on a level to keep yourself up at the age that you are? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this is my number one rule of thumb. And if you're not good if you're not good in your youth, age won't be nice to you. See, you can eat all the healthy food you want. You can go to the gym 100 times a day. You can have the richest husband in the world. But if you are a nasty, ugly, spirited person inside, you're gonna look very old very quickly. See, a lot of times, what we don't understand as people is that metaphysics is science. Metaphysics is real. It's not fake at all. It's science. It's energy. If you don't believe in metaphysics, then you can't possibly believe in electricity. We're all molecules in this big old microwave. Okay? So if you're putting out ugly, stale energy, that's what you will start to exude as time progresses. Because that is what nature's going to give you now. On top of that, one of the reasons why you should eat healthy is because if the brain gets the proper nutrition that the brain needs, you'll automatically become disciplined without even trying. See, discipline is effortless as long as your nutritional value is up. Is that making sense? Somebody help me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and you look
Yeah, that
great, by
makes
the
So,
way. You do
sense.
look amazing.
thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
here's the thing. When I teach, when I teach my classes, when I used to teach my, because I used to have classes, I used to actually have classes before this whole social media started. I used to actually give classes in a room and all this stuff. Like I did this, like I'm about this, like that's why I had this kind of energy. But I don't really talk about this. But I used to always teach um my team. I used to teach my leaders because I don't like to say my students. I say my leaders because a true teacher creates leaders. We don't create students.
And you also spent time with Dr.
So
Sabi too.
So let
Yeah.
me finish. Let
Go
me
ahead.
oh
Go ahead.
yes, I got you, Octavius. So let
Mhm.
me make this point. So when I teach my leaders, because you all of you right now listening to me, y'all are leaders. And I hope that I hear what I'm saying regurgitated out in that atmosphere. I don't need the credit. I'm gonna be taken care of regardless. So and if y'all do give me credit, I love y'all too. But if y'all don't, I still love y'all, right? But here it goes. When I teach my leaders, I tell them, I say, how can I tell you something that you're going to retain, regurgitate, and hold on to if the brain is malfunctioning or unnourished? If your brain is calcified, and the only reason why your brain is calcified, which means it's hard and it's not like a soft tissue like it's supposed to be, it's because you're not on the right and exact diet. So if the brain is calcified, I could teach you how to be upright and disciplined all day long, but you're going to be too lazy to even mimic me or copy me. I've had a lot of girls, especially in a strip club, especially in country, they try to copy me, they try to mimic me and try to throw it in my face. And I just be looking back like, you know what? If you really are able to mimic me, yo, I congratulate you, honey. But there's levels to this. I make me look easy. If you don't eat properly, you're not going to be able to pull off Starmarie. It doesn't matter if you got a million, trillion, gazillion dollars behind you. You have to eat properly in order to collect knowledge, retain it, and understand. The brain cannot understand knowledge if the diet is off.
So, what exactly kind of regimen do you go on as far as food that you
Okay,
intake?
so I'm on a cellular diet, and I'm gonna tell you something that is very, very true. From age 0 to 25, you're in adolescence. From 25 to age 50, you're supposed to look exactly the same. If you look different between eight, because the human life is in quarters. And this is and anything I tell y'all can Google, but the human life goes in quarters. So from age 25 to 50, you should never change. You should actually look the same. If you look older between those ages, that means that you're not eating right. And we're going to get to the cellular diet. From age 50 to 75, you're supposed to look the same. You're not supposed to age. From age 75 to 100, you're supposed to look the same. So the human life is in quarters. 1 to 25, you're in adolescence, you're growing. 25 to 50, your facial features, wrinkles do not come from age. Gray hair does not come from age. Gray hair comes from lack of copper. Wrinkles come from imbalances of collagen in the system. Now, how do you stop these things from happening? How do you get the proper copper in your body? How do you get the proper collagen balance in your body so you not to have gray hairs and for you not to have wrinkles? Because people in Japan, they never go gray. Women in Japan never go gray, and women in Africa and some parts of Africa, some parts, especially East Africa, where our ancient ancestors were from, near the Garden of Eden, they don't get wrinkles. The reason why is because they're on a cellular diet. Now, what is the cellular diet? The cellular diet goes according to your blood type. So you have blood O, which looks like this, Matter of fact, let me get a pen because I'm gonna break this down to y'all. Just like, can y'all see? Let me get a lighter book because this is my. Hold on, this is my. Let me get a lighter book. I want to show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Just give me 1 second. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, so here you have 4 blood types. You have O, you have A, you have B, and you got AB. Y'all see that? Y'all
Yeah, we
see
see
that?
it. Yeah.
Yep, we see
Okay,
it.
so O is like this. It has no lectins. That's why it's called O. It's not called O because it's the letter O. It's called O because it doesn't have any lectins. A
Yeah.
is called A because look at the lectins. You see the legs that's coming out of it? It's shaped like an A, right?
Right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and B, you see the lectins coming out of it? It's shaped like a B, right?
Yeah.
right.
And then AB, the lectins have A, and then it got B lectins, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
those
Yeah.
lectins are is those are legs on the blood cell. So each person has a different blood cell, body blood cell, and the lectins in the food that you eat has to click together like a puzzle in order for
Oh,
it
I
to
know what you're
stream
saying.
in
Yeah.
order for it to stream through the body. Because remember, when blood, okay, so you have two liquids in the body. I'm gonna break this down. This is a good, I'm glad you asked me that. Thank you, Octavius. Your body is made up of 2 liquids. You got lipids,
Yeah.
lymphatic liquid, and you got blood
Mm-hmm.
liquid. Lymphatic liquids are the
It's water
liquid.
weight.
No.
It's like fluid that builds up in the
Okay, so the
lymphatic
lymphatic
system.
liquids are around the organs in the body, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
what the blood liquid does, it goes around to each organ and it collects the toxins from the
Mm-hmm.
lymphatic liquids, and it takes it down to the liver and the kidneys, and it starts to clean out and create new blood. So
Yes.
the lymphatic is only used to collect from the organs, but it's not supposed to be around the body. And then the
No.
blood cells are used to go around to each organ to collect the toxins from the lymphatic fluids, and then it goes down to the kidney and the liver, and it starts to create that cleanliness to your body. This is how the
Mm-hmm.
cycle works. So when I'm talking about a cellular diet, the cellular diet, and this is for black, white, Chinese, Spanish, it doesn't matter. Whatever your blood type is, you have to eat the right. It's like we're all cars. Like a Mercedes can't drive without super unleaded gas. A Honda drives with unleaded gas. A Tesla needs to be in battery charge. A diesel truck needs diesel. We're all cars, we all drive, but we require different octanes. It's just like a plant. I got plants all around my house, but different species of plant just require different plant food. They're all plants, but they require different foods if they want to grow properly. Like my money plants over there, if I give them the same food as I give my cactus, they're going to die. So the thing is that you can't eat the same food as your neighbor and think that you're going to be just as healthy. Like you can't mimic my diet and think you're going to get the same results because we might be two different blood types. If my food lectins, if my blood type lectins don't connect with your food lectins like a puzzle, then if let's say I'm a blood type person, so my blood is I'm O blood type, so my blood is naturally acidic. I'm naturally acidic. Your blood type is A, which means you're naturally alkaline. If I have too much alkaline in my body, then my body I would not perform properly. Then if I have too much alkaline in my body, I'm not going to perform properly. If you have too much acid in your body, you're not going to perform properly. You understand? You get where this is going?
Yeah.
Now, meat, for example, the reason why an O blood type person can eat meat is because meat has no lectin. So when it's going through my body, they're not agglutinating. They're not clumping together. I can't eat gluten because I don't have legs on my blood. So if I don't have legs to sweep the gluten through the bloodstream, then my blood cells will stick together and they'll be clumpy. And what happens? If they're clumpy and they're sticking together, they can't go to the organs and collect the toxins from the lymphatic fluid because they're too busy being glued together. Now my body's getting bloated. Now I'm getting wrinkles. Now I'm sick. Now I can't digest properly. Now I got gray hairs. Nothing is working properly because O blood types, we can't have gluten food because we don't have lectins on the blood cell. We don't have the legs. I don't have the legs on my blood cells to sweep that gluten out. I'm naturally celiac disease. I'm naturally diabetic. Even herpes. O blood type people we're naturally prone to herpes because we cannot have food. When you make glue, how do you make glue? You make glue with flour and water. So if flour and water makes glue, what does glue do? Stick things together, correct? So if I'm eating bread, I'm putting flour in my body at the end of the day. It looks like bread in the pack. It looks all cute in the supermarket. But when it goes inside the human body does not see it as bread or see it as Wonder Bread and doesn't see that pack. All it sees is flour. And my body is 90% water. So when you put flour and water together, it sticks. And I don't have legs on my blood cells to kick this stuff to the curb. Now, somebody who's an AB blood type, they could eat all the pizza and dough all they fucking want because they got legs coming out the wazoo. So when they're eating carbs, their blood is like swishing that shit in and out. They can't eat a lot of meat. Why? Because meat doesn't have those lectins. So now it's pushing those legs down. Am I making sense, or am I going too fast?
You're making sense. But you also you don't drink nothing but distilled water, right?
Okay, so I don't drink any other water except for distilled water because distilled water, the molecular structure of distilled water is at 0. The molecular structure of all of our blood cells is at 0. What does water do when it goes to the body? It's supposed to go to the body to clean the body, okay? And it has to get through the crevices of what? The organs, because your organs is what's keeping you alive. Those are your chakras. Your endocrine system is the chakra system. This is how your body thinks. This is how you're able to think through the endocrine system. The endocrine system is nothing but the 7 African principles, is nothing but the chakra systems, okay? So distilled water has no molecular structure, 0, which means it's not heavy.
Yeah, it has 0 parts per million.
Right, right, 0 parts per million, right? And you can say it like that too, but I try to tell them like this because everybody doesn't speak like that. So I just try, but thank you, Octavius. So it has 0 parts per million. Spring water, the average spring water has 400 parts per million, the average spring water. So some have more, some have 900, some have 1,000. It just depends. I think Evian is the worst one, which means that this water is very, very heavy. So if the water is heavy when it gets into the system, It's already heavy. It's too heavy to pick up toxins. It can't pick up toxins because it's already heavy. So all it's doing is making your body filthier. See, before they started putting spring water in our corner stores, Black women didn't have saline. We didn't have stretch marks. We didn't have these things in the 1980s.
Yeah,
And these,
my grandmother had 14 children and didn't have a stretch mark on the
the
stomach.
spring water,
Yeah.
the spring water is what is making the Black people, well, not even Black society, period, overweight because they're not properly cleaning themselves out. You're basically eating dirt. When you drink spring water, you're eating a plate of dirt. That's
Yeah,
how
like
many
shit, a
parts
tap
per
water
million.
has about 238 parts per
Actually,
million.
tap water has less parts per million than spring water does. Tap
Yeah.
water is actually more healthier than spring water. Spring
Yeah.
water
I've
is
been trying to
filthy.
tell people this for the longest. I've been trying to
So,
tell people this for the longest
so
about
I
tap
you
water.
you can't give a baby, a newborn baby, you can't give them formula without distilled water. When
Distilled
people go to
water.
the
Yep.
hospital, the IV bag, there's nothing in that IV bag except for distilled water. That's it.
Hmm.
When you catch a diabetes attack, a sugar attack, an asthma attack, when you bleed into death, the first thing they put in you is an IV, and that's distilled water. That's exactly what it is, cut and dry.
Yeah. Oh, what
So,
about sugar? What about sugar?
what do
What's
you
your
mean?
thoughts? What's your thoughts on sugar? I know you don't eat no sugar for the most part.
I eat a little bit of sugar, but sugar is kryptonite, especially okay, so here's the thing with sugar. Sugar has no melanin in it, okay? So if you're a melanated being, which we all are here, our melanin is our immune system. Okay, so let me explain. So I'm gonna tell you about sugar in a second. Melanin is carbon, okay? Melanin is protein. Melanin is the color. Protein, carbon, melanin, um, and what's keratin are all the same thing. All protein is a complete source of amino acids, just like melanin is a complete source of amino acids, just like keratin is a complete source of amino acids. These are complete source. Your brownness is a complete source of amino acid. What is melanin used for? To bring vitamin D1 from the sun to the melanin. Then it goes to D2. It travels through the system. It goes down to the liver into D3 and goes back out into the atmosphere. And it makes the atmosphere.
She done fell off.
Oh no, we lost her.
Yeah. She back.
Oh.
Go ahead. You back, Star. Something wrong with your mic. Yeah, just click the link again. See. I'm gonna drop you. Just click the link again. Yeah, it was a good bill, y'all. If she don't come back, you know what I'm saying? We don't we almost at 2 hours anyway. But what you got to say, Angelica?
Um, yeah, I just wanted to come and just tell the sister that I appreciated her energy. She's speaking a
Yeah.
lot of real truth.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm just glad that you were able to host her so we could hear it. I think it's really big of her and at the same time humbling of her to jump on a platform to inform us of her perspective of knowledge and how she sees things, and I think it's really dope.
Hmm.
And maybe
Really dope.
she'll come back and do this again.
Oh, she
so
gonna
I
come
can
back.
so I can listen in and
Yeah.
eavesdrop. But yeah, that's all that I really wanted to say. I just
Yeah,
definitely
like
appreciate the
I think the
live.
next show we're gonna talk about some of her travels and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely
And
have to. Does
Octavius.
she has well, no, she has Instagram, right?
Oh yeah, she has Instagram.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think her connection is bad, so we might just close it up.
Okay, I
What you
just
had to
want to
say,
say
Nico?
thank you, Octavius, for
Hmm.
providing us with such a great live and for
Yeah.
bringing such a wonderful person, intellectual, beautiful, melanated woman. I love seeing that, Angelica. I'm just lost for words because I am ultra proud of you, and I can't wait to see the next live, bro, um, and show support.
All right, I'm gonna bring her up. She's asking for the link again, so I'm gonna bring her up. She goes. I'm gonna let her close. So I think
Okay.
we had. We had a good live so far,
And sis,
and everybody
Angelica,
showed up, and I'm so proud of everybody that showed up.
we're here for you, bro. We got you,
Yeah,
bro. We got
yeah,
you.
Yeah,
yeah.
Angelica, is it okay if I send you the questions that I want to ask tomorrow, via
sure.
text message?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
Okay, good. But I'm about to feed the baby, so thank you again for having me
Oh,
on your panel, God. Panel,
Oh,
look at
no
me.
problem. Anytime,
And
Nico. You're always
you guys are
welcome,
the
man.
best ever. And tell Star if she doesn't hear me, if she does, you're amazing. You're great. I can't wait to see you again and hear from you again. And you're very interesting, and I love your energy. And God bless you
Yeah,
guys. Okay.
yeah. And take
yeah.
care of the baby. Hug the baby
Thank
for me.
you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
will.
All right.
All right,
All
Peace.
right,
guys. Good night.
all right. She says she's trying to come back, so when she come back, I'm gonna let her close out. But
All right. Yeah, I that's all that I really wanted to say. It's awesome. I love hearing women with really bombastic energy, especially women that are well versed in subject matter. So I'm definitely tuning in, listening. That's all I really have to say. Thank you
oh
for
yeah,
putting this
that's why I
together.
said we gotta spread light, not darkness. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and I'm gonna let she's coming back right now, so you can ask her whatever you want. But
All
are
right.
you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
Okay. All right. So y'all still here, ladies, or did I lose everybody?
Oh
All
no,
right.
you good.
A couple people just wrote me in a message talking about great bills. So I think some people hung up because they just wrote me in my Instagram saying great bills. So they must have
Yeah.
left. We just gotta make sure once I do it on my phone, this is never going to happen again.
What's your
Hmm.
Instagram? I'm gonna follow you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you, Angelica.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I forgot. Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
bills. So I know they got
Yeah.
cut off. But so where I was going at with the sugar is so the thing is, to make a long story short, I want to do this show again, Octavius, without getting cut off so much because I really think that kind of hindered the
Oh no, no, go ahead. Go in. You go in.
but anything white robs us of our nutrition. It robs
Hmm.
you of your melanin is your immune system. See, what they not going to tell you, and I don't want to be talking like this too much because I don't want to get in trouble because I don't know what the government is doing right now, and I'm not trying to make myself a target because teaching people this on a national level could get some people in trouble.
Well, right now we real small, so don't worry about it.
So, and the thing is I don't want to be by myself doing it. If I'm going to do it, we got to do it as a group.
Yeah.
It got to be a bunch of people out there saying the same thing, so that way it's comfortable. I
Hmm.
can't be the last man standing again. God damn it.
Yeah.
So, because you seen what happened with that, Octavius.
Yeah.
But when you eat anything white, sugar is the worst because it's crystallized. And not only is it white and it's robbing you of your nutrition, but it's also draining you of your water in your body. It's crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the fact.
That's a fact. Yeah.
So you're basically eating sugar is basically killing yourself, dying slow. When sugar goes into your body, it the body thinks that it's dying. It's robbing you of your nutrition. It's sucking your brownness. It's not really sucking your brownness, but that's what it's trying to do in there.
Hmm.
So it's like poison.
Yeah. It's like a drug. That's actually what it is.
But
Once they
white
remove.
people can have sugar. They can eat sugar. And then a
Mm.
black person asked me, what about brown sugar? Can we have brown sugar? No, you cannot have brown sugar. There's no such thing as brown sugar. Brown sugar does not grow naturally. When you get brown sugar out of the store, look on the ingredients in the back. It's molasses and they stir the white sugar and they tell you got organic brown
Oh
sugar.
wow, I didn't even know
See,
that.
That's a fact. Yeah.
I've been to a
Mhm.
sugar making. See, this is why I travel, Octavius, because everything that I have ever learned from the conscious community, I've traveled and spent my money on the plane to go see for myself. So if you ever
Hmm.
go to a sugar making factory or you go to a sugar making field, you will see how it's done. So there is no such thing as brown sugar.
Hmm.
Okay? None whatsoever. And y'all can Google this. One thing about Google, I don't really like it, but I like it if you know what to look for. See,
Yeah.
people Google and they become Google scholars, but if you don't know what to look for on Google, it doesn't really work good for you.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I agree.
So, what gives you wrinkles the quickest is sugar. The reason why people got wrinkles is because of sugar, and really, I wouldn't say gluten because some blood types can have gluten. So I don't recommend a gluten-free diet for you if you're not an O blood type. If
So
you're
that
not
makes me
RS,
ask a question, if you don't mind, just for a second.
mhm,
So just hypothetically, someone comes to you and say they consume large amounts of sugar.
mhm.
Because at a certain point, your body, the insulin imbalance is off because you're constantly feeding the body sugar.
Okay,
What would you suggest to that person as to?
well, first and foremost, the diabetes doesn't come from sugar. Diabetes comes from dairy. It comes from lactate. It comes from cheese and milk and all of that. So, and I know because I was actually diabetic myself. I had diabetes really bad in my when I was in my 20s when I was a teen. So if somebody comes to me with a lot of sugar, the first thing, and they say they eat a lot of sugar, the first thing that I would recommend for them to do is to definitely go on a water fast. And that scares people. They're like, a water fast? You mean all I'm going to be able to drink and eat is water for 30 days? I'm like, it's really not that hard. One thing about the human body, you'd be surprised how strong you are. You just have to, it has to get in sync. Once you go into, what's that mode, Octavius? I'm looking for the word because y'all hit me with a lot of questions. When your body goes into ketosis,
Yeah,
Mhm.
ketosis.
after
Yeah.
7 days, once your body goes into ketosis, it takes 3 to 7 days. The first 3 days, you'll be crying, starving, hungry, going out of your mind. By the seventh day, you're going to be going out of your mind. Look, but by day 8 to day 30, you're not going to even want to eat. You have to be refed.
Yeah,
You
but I just want to say this disclaimer. Talk to your healthcare provider first before you attempt to do anything. Because we're on the public airways.
okay? Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, and I'm not a medical doctor, but the
Hmm.
first thing that I would recommend if someone said that they were full of sugar was to definitely go on a water fast and
Hmm.
distill water. You know,
Yeah.
and yeah, like he said, I'm not a doctor. Thank you very. This is why I got you here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Um, and also never go on a water fast unless you are being monitored. And this is whether we're on a public platform or not. Unless you're being monitored by a herbalist like myself,
Yeah.
you can kill yourself, but there are people out here, and you could go online that are very, very, very knowledgeable on water fast.
Hmm.
I've done 3 of them myself.
I've done like a 4 or 5 day a week water fast for a month, for like 2 months, and lost weight doing it like that too in the past. But I would do 5 days in
And
the week.
5 days is
Yeah.
not enough though,
You
Octavius.
know what I'm saying? 5 days for that, for out of 7 days. And then I would just repeat it on and on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You have to keep your body in ketosis for
Hmm.
at least I think it's 17. I got the I think
72
it's
hours, I think. Yeah.
17 days for at least to get a good cleansing, but they really recommend you do 30. I've done 30 every time I've done it.
Hmm.
And that's definitely good for sugar. Also, you can do bitter melon tea. There's something called bitter melon tea. It actually it sucks up all the sugar out of your blood cells. You have to drink it 3 times a day, a cup of it 3 times a day. Bitter,
Yeah.
and they also sell bitter melon capsules too.
It grows down here in Florida wild, but
Yeah,
it
you can,
usually grows on fences.
and it'll suck the sugar right out of your system.
A lot of Caribbeans use it. But we're gonna close out for 9. I think it was a great bill. Uh, any parting words, Star?
I just want to tell you guys, and you probably gonna always hear this because I'm very grateful. I live life in gratitude. because the more grateful you are in life, the more abundance and the more blessings come. So I just want to tell y'all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you
Hmm.
so much for seeking knowledge from me. Thank you so much for seeking knowledge for yourselves. Thank you so much for being here on this planet and sharing such a beautiful abundant life with me. Even though we don't see each other, we don't touch each other, we're still all connected to the core. And just thank you all here for being a part of a great positive planet. And
Hmm.
let's grow as a unit and make our planet better.
Yeah, that was amazing. So, Angelica, you got anything?
Other than, just really thanking Star for coming. It was great listening. That's really all that I wanted to come up to say. I just love your energy and I love the fact that you're willing to share the information that you know. And I know of your name, but I've never like looked you up or anything. But to be able to listen to you in real time and you discuss your understanding based on your experience, I think it is a real thing. And I just thank you. I thank Prime for being connected to you. So both of you guys had the ability to pull this off today. And, I'll probably be strolling through your Instagram sometime soon, checking out what other, because I would love to see you guys do this again. I think it's great. And I
Oh, we're
think
gonna do it
that,
again. Yeah.
Gonna have to do
yeah.
it again, Octavius, because we lost a lot of people from me getting cut off anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we're gonna have to. So you guys might get a rerun if y'all want to come back and support. I would
I
love.
mean, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for. We're gonna do a lot of lives moving forward. So whatever was missed, it'll be big. You have the ability to put it out. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know
So.
what we also should start doing too? We should all start giving each other projects to bring back to the group. Like
Hmm.
giving each other homework to go do and come back and report.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Because it's
down for
like,
that.
people learn better when they're teaching.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We can take turns, even though
Yeah.
this is your platform, Octavius. But you know, I think that if we give each other tasks to study,
Oh
and
yeah. Like I said, my platform is about building people up, not
me
tearing
too,
them down. So.
leaders. That's what I
So.
tell you. I hate when people say my students or my followers. No, these are my leaders.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I am, and also just to let you guys know, I am a part of the National Leadership Society. So
Hmm.
I am in an organization called the National Leadership Society. It's one of the biggest sororities in America going right now. So I'm actually a member of that. So I,
Okay.
I'm really meaning this. Like, I'm not kissing y'all, but I definitely believe that I teach leaders. I don't teach students, because students.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, you like me and you talking on the phone. Like I felt like a lot of people missed out on our private conversations. This. Be honest, Angelica. This is how me and her talk all the time. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
listen, I'm nosy. So if y'all got some jewels in those
yeah.
conversations
So we
that
talk
y'all
like
want to
this
pull
all the
up and
time.
talk about,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Like I love to see,
Hmm.
and I think me and you talked about this on the live on a treehouse.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about I love to see that there are just some safe spaces that Black people can go to and just genuinely be unfiltered, meaning
Yeah.
that they can say what's on their mind and it's not like a constant bombardment. Well, oh, you believe this doctrine? Oh,
Hmm.
well, you follow Dr. Sebi, pull up the paperwork. Like there's no need for that. Like if there's value in something that someone is saying, then
Yeah.
just listen to it. And whether you can apply it in your life is one thing,
What? What? What?
but
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I've cut you off.
no, I mean, just to surmise it, all I
Hmm.
all I really mean to say is that I'm just happy that I'm seeing other spaces where us as Black folk can come together and just speak our truth. That's
Yeah.
it. So I'm just happy. I'm happy
Yeah.
that this is happening.
Yes, because you know what, Angelica, it's so toxic out there. I mean, it gives you a sour taste in your mouth. And I'm not naming no names because Octavius told me not to, but the competition and the this one's a fraud and that one ain't real and this one don't got no mask and this one don't got no mask and that one, and women are control and men shouldn't be in control. That shit is for the birds. I can't even
I can't even capitulate to any of that.
I
Hmm.
agree. I
I
agree.
like my whole head be down. Like I got nothing to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to close it out, and I just want to say that this is the kind of content we're gonna bring. We're gonna bring content that's gonna help build our people up instead of tearing them down. And your religious beliefs is your religious beliefs. I know a lot of people don't agree with Christianity.
And
You
that's
know what I
fine.
mean? But the thing is, this this religion or belief system has helped my friend tremendously.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, and brought her back to a positive light. So yeah, I'm about to head on out, and me and you are talking the back chat, Star. So like when we hang up, I'll call you.
Okay.
All right, y'all take care and come back. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.